All right, guys. Hello and welcome to the 2023 Generations event walkthroughs. This will be a series of videos that goes over and shows you what the events will look like on the day of. Okay. Now, the first part here that I want to go over is going to actually be the sandbag. So the guys actually showed their bars will start empty and the weights will all be set behind where will be your taped lane area. And for anyone to enter into the pod and begin to put weights on, the sandbag must be picked up. The sandbag can be held in that front bear hug carry area, anywhere above the knee and anywhere below kind of the chest or really clavicle level is fine. You cannot rest it, so you can't like squat. You can't set it onto your legs. You must be standing tall, and you must be wrapping your arms around it to hold it. The guys is going to be a 120-pound sandbag. The ladies is going to be a 90-pound sandbag. And you can pass it off, as you'll see these teams doing at any time, to another individual. Now, each individual is going to have 3 attempts. All right. And the bars can go up. They can go down. It doesn't make a difference. All right. But every individual is going to get 3 attempts. And you're going to have 7 minutes to accomplish this. Okay. If at any point that sandbag is dropped or that sandbag is lost or that sandbag hits the ground in any way or falls out of a bear hug carry, let's say you mess up a transition, it falls down below the knees, somebody has to pick it up, you will lose 1 attempt from your team. And so typically that will be the third athlete lifting who will lose that attempt. So you guys can kind of navigate that and play with it. There's a lot of strategy involved, we found, once you kind of get into it. But as you can see from here, one person does have to be holding the bag, and that means the other 2 people can be lifting and can be adding weights at those times. So any clean is going to work. So you can power clean, you can squat clean, you can deadlift it and hit a hang clean if you need to do that. And then go back and work on your clean mechanics. And then any shouldered overhead will work. So you can strict press, push jerk, or split jerk, or squat jerk. Any of those are going to be acceptable to get the barbell from the ground to the shoulder and from the shoulder to overhead for a max weight. Your team's total for this is going to be real simple. It's just going to be total combined weight across all 3 athletes. And that will be event 1. You guys can finish out watching. I'm going to continue to show these events through to their kind of entirety. And I think on this one, we just showed until the guys finished all of their lifts. Thanks. Event 2 of the 2023 Generations is going to be a 4-minute AMRAP. We're going to go 1 athlete at a time. And this one is going to be sort of an individual style workout. So you're going to have 4 minutes to complete, for guys, 30 calories on the Echo Bike. Ladies, you'll do 20 calories. 15 hang power cleans. Each athlete that goes will do an ascending weight. And then guys, you will do 5 rope climbs. Girls, you will do 4 rope climbs. And if you complete that chunk of work in under 4 minutes, you will return to the Echo Bike for max Echo Bike calories in the remaining time. Every rep that you do will count towards the team's total reps, and every calorie that you earn on the back end, if you do finish the rope climbs, all of those calories will continue to count towards the team's total. So this will be one score for the whole team of total reps completed in across all 3 rounds. So it'll be 4 minutes of work and then a 1 minute break. So we're catching up here. We are in the middle of the 165 group. And so you can kind of see the clock. They are 2 minutes and 20 seconds into the second heat here. Caleb's starting up his rope climbs. And any rope climb is going to count here. You guys can do legless. You can do legged. You can show me something funky I've never seen before. Anything will work. You have to touch the thick part of the knot. So you can see everyone's kind of going through. You do not have to touch the metal. We have fixed that. So all you have to do is touch that thick part of the rope. And once you come back down, making sure that we obviously control back down. If you do show some danger, you might get stopped by your judge if you're not coming down under control. Obviously, we need to make sure that everyone's staying safe. So that's going to be our piece here. Now, during that 1 minute break, the volunteers, they will change your weights for you. Okay, so you guys won't need to worry about that. Basically, once the athlete that is on the floor is done, they will move back behind their Echo Bikes, and then the volunteers will come in and get your next weight set for you. So our weights for the guys are 135 for the first guy that's going to go the first round, 165 for the second guy for the second round, and then 185 for the third guy that is going to go. The rope climbs will stay the same. Ladies, you're going to be 95, 115, and 135. So we can see Caleb finished in about 3:30. So he's back. He's got 30 seconds of Echo Cals to go. Keith is finishing up here, and he's got a little bit of rest needed before he gets back onto the Echo and starts working. So he'll have about 10 seconds. Their heat is going to wrap up here in 2, 1, and then we'll go ahead and fast forward into our heavy heat. So now we've changed the weights up to 185 for the guys and 135 for the ladies. And then this will be our third and final group that will go. So they'll have 4 minutes, same thing, to achieve this chipper. And then once we're done with this, we will be headed outside for event 3. So you'll pretty much just leave everything in here, and then we'll go ahead. We'll be moving outside. So that's going to wrap up event 2. Again, if you guys have any questions on these, please make sure that you put them down in the comments. Thanks. All right, guys, we are here with event 3, and we're going to be doing a little bit of running, dumbbell snatching, handstand walking, and if you're working hard, maybe some pistols. So the way this will work is you're going to start with a little suicide sprint. It'll end up being probably around 250 meters, if I had to guess. So this is actually going to be one leg a little bit shorter than you're actually going to do it. So it'll be short length back, 3/4 length back, and full length back. All that'll be painted out, and there will be cones along that you guys can very easily see. We'll make it very clear. Once this is complete, this will be a tagged workout. So we're actually going to have a box that the other 2 partners are going to be standing in. And at all times, 2 partners will need to be in the box. So Kyle's kind of in that box. Jen's kind of in that box right now. It'll be on the sidewalk. Your team will have a little box. It'll extend out into the parking lot, and we'll make sure that there's plenty of room to hang out and drink your water and all that stuff. Every round, this is really going to be 4 rounds of sort of a buy-in. So it's going to be run, the shuttle sprint, 24 dumbbell snatches on the first round, and then a handstand walk for 40, and then run 22 dumbbell snatches, handstand walk, run 20 dumbbell snatches, handstand walk, run, and then 18 dumbbell snatches and handstand walk. And the weights will be ascending. All right, so we're going to be going up in weight every time. You'll notice a little theme throughout this event. And then if you do complete that in under 10 minutes, then you're going to complete max pistols in the remaining time. Again, this will be scored 4 reps. And so every shuttle run will be effectively 6 reps for every time you touch a line. The dumbbell snatches will all count as 1. The handstand walks, each length will count as 1 rep. And judges will be kind of walking alongside you like this. You don't have to do it unbroken. Basically, wherever your hands stop is going to be where you'll have to go. And so that'll kind of be our tracking for this. So the judges will be standing beside you, just kind of like I am here for Keith. I think he does go unbroken, so we don't necessarily get a good show here. But Jenny's doing a pretty good job, I think, of being pretty honest with not kicking up ahead of where her hands were the last time. So one hand will have to go across, and you'll see the tag happening, and Kyle's going to take back off for the run in the second round, and off they go, okay? So the dumbbells are going to go up in weight every time. All right, so Dave just got done doing the 45, and then the guys will now be moving on to the 50. You guys can break this up. Only one person is working during this entire workout, and so you guys can decide who works when. The only thing that's going to be is whenever you guys get to that point, the 2 people are always going to be having to stand in the box. So if you do need to tag out, so let's say you wanted to tap out on the shuttle run. I wouldn't recommend that. But let's say you wanted to tap out on the shuttle run. You'd have to leave the shuttle run area, go and tag a partner, and the partner would have to go on and continue on for you. Okay. Otherwise, the transitions are going to be pretty smooth here. All right. And then same thing. If Dave wanted to break up, I do think the ladies show us breaking up the dumbbell snatches here. But if Dave wanted to break up these dumbbell snatches, he would just turn around, tag one of his partners. Keith would not be wandering, right? He's going to have to stay inside of his box, and that's going to be pretty well policed. So that'll be our tagging structure. This will be our main kind of tagging workout. So you will always have to tag out and tag inside of that box to be able to work, okay? So we're going to kind of fast forward here, and then you guys can see the pistols happening when the guys kind of wrap up. So we'll fast forward. So you will actually see here the guys, Kyle's going to do the handstand walk down, and then he's going to run back. He's going to tag Keith. Keith's going to run down and then do the back portion. That's fine. And then they're going to continue tagging. So that was their second weight. And so Dave has chosen to run this leg, and we'll kind of snap into the last set here. This is Keith's final handstand walk on the 4th round. Once he taps, then he tags. And then we're just going to go into our pistols. And Kyle's pistols look pretty good there. So he's going down. Obviously, hopefully you guys know the standard for a pistol, same as a squat. You got to get that hip crease below the knee. Got to make sure you bring those hips all the way through at the top. So you can maybe stand up a little bit more at the top, but I think we're all pretty familiar with when you kind of rep out and finish a pistol. So Keith's going to step in, and then these are all just counting towards extra reps for the team. All right, thanks, guys. All right, guys, what's going on? We are here with event 4. We're going to be running through some thrusters, some synchro toes to bar, box jumps, and pull-ups. So the way this is going to work, 3, 2, 1, go. You got all 3 teammates are going to be inside of the lane. There's going to be a bar barbell, a box, and then your rig pull-up station. So it'll look just like this. It would be kind of A, B, C. And on the call, 3, 2, 1, go. You must have a partner hanging at all times during the thrusters. So Dave is hanging for us. Jenny is hanging in the background for the ladies. Thrusters are going to be 115 for guys, 85 for the ladies. And we have 30 reps of each of these movements, and then 20 reps of each of these movements, and then 10 reps of each of these movements. Okay. So you're going to see we go through, and we're going to change out. Make sure you can't touch the barbell until Caleb gets up, and then we're good. And then same thing here. We're going to work our way through up to 30. For the Synchro toes to bar, you are going to be on the same spiel bar. So if you guys like to take up a lot of space during your toes to bar with your wide grip, you might suffer a little bit for that. So you are going to be on that same 6-foot bar section. And during the bar work, so Synchro toes to bar and the pull-ups, the other athletes can be resting. So same thing, we're transitioning into our last 10 here. I just came off and am hanging. And so we're going to have kind of a roaming judge here watching our hanging stuff, making sure that that's all good. And then judges will be behind judging through. So our next movement is going to be those Synchro toes to bar. And what we're looking is we have to make sure the feet pass behind and then the toes touch the bar at the same time to the naked human eye. So same thing here. I think on the second set, I missed one. So we're definitely not perfect by any means, but hey, this was no practice rehearsal for Caleb and I. First time ever doing them together. So we jump in. Dave and Keith are actually one interchangeable athlete during this event. So you'll see Dave starts with us, and then Keith, I think, jumps in a little bit. So you guys can just imagine they're the same person, but we were getting pretty fatigued testing and adjusting and everything. So they're going through, same thing. You guys can trade out athletes. Other athlete is resting. We're going to go through those 30 Synchro toes to bar. And then our next movement is going to be box jumps. Guys, you're going to be a 24-inch box. Ladies, you're going to be a 20-inch box. And then our pull-ups, standard pull-ups. Any pull-ups are going to go. You can butterfly. You can classic kip. There's no synchro there. There's only one athlete working at the time of pull-ups. And so the other two athletes, the only time there will be two athletes resting. So we are wrapping up our final set of Synchro toes to bar here. And then you're going to see you go right into our hang. And same thing. Somebody's always got to be hanging while the box jumps are happening. So we'll kind of fast forward through here for the remainder of the event. And you guys can kind of watch through and kind of check our transitions and go through there. And thank you guys. Looking forward to this. All right, guys, what is going on? We are here with our final event. And if you guys have been doing my events for a while, you know we can't call it a day. till we get a little sled time in. So we are going to do a little Congo Line style workout, one of my favorite styles. We're going to start with 20 or 14 cals on the Echo Bike for guys and girls respectively. We're going to be doing basically the reverse of the same dumbbell ladder that we did for the dumbbell snatches, but now we're going to be doing an overhead walking lunge the length of the turf. So we'll have cone set out where you will start, and then you must get your foot beyond the line. So I would have probably made Caleb do one more there. Once he's done, as soon as he starts moving the sled, this will release the next athlete. So he's going to do a sled push down. It's going to be about, I don't know, maybe 100 feet down and 100 feet back, something like that. Who's counting? It'll be the same for everybody. And there's going to be a 65-pound dumbbell on the sled for guys, a 50-pound dumbbell on the sled for ladies. So now the second athlete is released. The first athlete will finish through the line, which will be clear. And then obviously we will not be spinning or turning or rotating. You must take the handles out of the sled, transition them across to the other side, and then move and push it back. So it will be a down and back piece here. Now Dave is finishing up his 20 cals. And then same thing, I can do anything I need to. I hope you guys appreciate that. I jumped in on these two. I don't just write these assholey workouts and then, not test them. I usually test them in some capacity or another, way more than once or in different variations. And a lot of times they are harder variations than normal. So, but yeah, we have so many people competing, and thank you guys so much for signing up again as we start kind of wrapping up these videos. I appreciate you guys signing up so much, and we had so much friendship support this time. It was hard to actually find a full demo team. So that's always kind of a good problem to have. And so I was happy to jump in. Jenny was happy to jump in. And usually we're just the ones running the show and testing behind the scenes. But here we go. Dave's taking off his last one, and I hit this one. And this is our little finisher. We have a pretty tight time cap on this one. And so we're going to go 7 minutes on this, and that will wrap up our event. As soon as you guys hit the finish button on this one, you guys can go and enjoy some drinks and camaraderie and hanging out and rehydrating. So thank you guys so much for checking out our event. I'll put us into a little bit of fast forward here so you guys can watch through and have a great one.